game defined your season. Texas Tech was really good today. They've been good all year. You know, it's not just their defense. They're a really talented team. They got so many veteran players. I mean, Mooney is terrific. He does such a great job, and he did a great job running those players. And the guys that came off the bench when we got Mooney and Moretti in foul trouble, they were very good too. The fourth year and the fifth year guys. So, and Owens was good, and obviously Culver really showed us something. So it was tough for us. They have where a lot of people may switch screens. They don't do it with that length and that quickness and that well. So we tried our best to get ready in 2 days for even a different type of switching defense. But it wasn't enough to get ready for a team that's been doing that, you know, for 100 practices and 36 games. They were just better at it. So, go ahead.
Was it almost a helpless feeling?
There was some moments right there, yeah, because you know we are. I think if you look at synergy, we're not a great, and this is something we'll work on a lot for next year. We're not a great isolation team. Yeah, we're not a team that can score one-on-one. We need, you know, ball screens. We need things, and that's what they made us do all day is isolate us.
Getting to the Sweet 16's a darn good achievement.
No, it's a great.
Last year, does it feel less?
Well, it's because we lost a lot. We lost, you know, really 4 really good players from last year's team, and now to be back, and we decided to stay with where they were able to get here with some really good transfers. We went with our young guys, and we're really pleased that we could get to this point and win 30 games.
Talking about the future of this team, I mean, has to make you feel pretty good about the key returners next year, right? Yeah,
they really, you know what, there's no maintenance, and like I said, if there's a positive in today's loss, it's that they know that there's other good teams out there and other good players, and they have to continue to work and get better and get better at all everything, mentally and physically about the game.
John, the common phrase the players said in the locker room from you and the coaching staff was it was a bad day to have a bad day. So moving forward, how did they kind of take this into the summer as they start preparing for next year and try to meet your goals?
Yeah, I think that it can be, if you turn around, as I said, it can be very motivating for us, that we realize that there's other teams out there and that there's a lot of ways to play, and that we played a lot of good teams. That was probably the best team we played. And if you just judge this game with a lot of three-point shooters, you know, guys at the rim, shot blockers, they were really, really good. And if they play the way they did tonight, they have a chance, obviously, of beating Gonzaga and winning the whole thing. And if they play the way they did today, they had some bad games as well this year, but boy, it wasn't tonight.
About 4.5 minutes, guys.
Charles obviously meant a lot to a lot of people on this team. What can you say about his contribution?
Yeah, 63 wins in 2 years, right? And 3. If you take the work he did on the scout team, all right, when he was ineligible after his transfer from Kentucky, you know, that's, you know, 3 Sweet 16s, you know, and a Final 2. So, and he's no maintenance kid. He's a great student. He's done a wonderful job. He's brought great definition to our defense as well. And you know, we're very sad that his career in college career is ending, but he will work his tail off to have a successful career going forward, and he'll have a big imprint on Michigan forever.
0 for 18 from 3 for your first 18.
Yeah.
I mean, how satisfied were you with most of those looks?
There was a few. We couldn't get many good ones.
Yeah.
We could I can't probably number, but there was more than 6 or 8 open ones, and we didn't make any of them. I mean, we didn't make any of them, and then we had to force some here and there because of the shot clock and things like that. So they just really guarded us well. They had great length. I thought it was very defining a little bit when we finally got Isaiah open, and you know, their big kid came from nowhere and blocked that shot. I mean, they're a really good team, and they're you know, there's some teams that are just bad matchups for you, and they were a bad matchup for us.
How much do you miss now, knowing you might have a 2-day turnaround? Yeah, how much are you going to miss that these next couple of days, knowing the season's over and you don't get another chance?
You know, for a few weeks after the season, it is really just an empty place for me. That I try to figure out what, you know, what do I do with myself for a couple of days. And now they make us, we have to say we can have one team meeting. We can't even have any type of practices with the guys for 7 days. And our school year is over like in 2 weeks after this. So it is, my wife will often wonder, so usually I just go recruiting. just get the hell out of the house and go recruiting. So because I'll just mope around the house all the time. So it is different when you've done it. And do the math, guys. College hockey has a long season too. We started on the 29th of September, and now it is March 28th, and that is a 6-month season for college basketball. Plus, these kids went to Europe as well, and to have a 30-7 season with a 6-month season with this team was remarkable, and they deserve the credit. I'm just out there trying to do our best, but they really hung in there with us.
Can you talk a little bit about what the team gathered from that trip to Europe?
Oh, I think they learned a lot about Sadi, and our staff did a great job about how not to play, right? And that because the ball was sticking like crazy. Everybody was trying to do their things. We had lost some of that, and we couldn't score at all. And then gradually they sort of learned from it. So you gotta lose to win sometimes, and they did that. And we played really good teams. Don't get me wrong. They played really good teams. But the amount of growth that they made from our assistant coaches working with them and the whole their personal work habits really it showed all season long. I mean, when we finished look at us what we did in that Big Ten tournament. No, we lost to Michigan State, but I mean, 2 other tournament teams were like these games. There was bad days for Iowa and bad days for Minnesota, right? Same thing the other day. The bad days for Florida and bad days for Montana. We were really good. Tonight we were not.
How do you feel about the overall foundation of this program?
How do you feel about it? You think it's okay? I think we got everybody back, right? And we'll see. But you never know. You got transfers. Guys will look at the NBA. That same old thing. But we're only Charles will graduate, so we expect him to go pro. And if we have everybody back, it's in really good shape. It's really good, and really, there's only 2 seniors. There's only 2 juniors right now as well. Really, so it's a really young team. I'm really happy about where it is.
John, what was the feeling as the second half progressed? Just seeing, Texas Tech's lead grow, not being able to do that.
Yeah, it was a little helpless at times because they're going to control the ball. They're not going to turn it over. We're not a great team coming from behind. We all know we're a defensive team this year, and we had trouble scoring points. And now we got to score points, and we're down 18 or 16. But I thought we kept fighting. The guys keep trying, and then we did the best we could.
John, speaking of Charles, having season in like this for captain who may very well be gone next year. How was that for the team and for him?
Well, what you try to explain to him, it's a good question, is that there's only one team. There's only one team. That's the NIT team as well, I guess, will end with a win this year. I've been coaching a long time, but they only ended with a win one time when we won the NIT at West Virginia. And it's hard, but it's life. And you just got to go and you look at the 63 wins. Look at the impact that he's made on our program. You should be very proud of yourself and finish up now your credits that you have right now, and then we look forward to watching his future.
What's the emphasis for the offense this summer?
I think we got to throw the ball to block and be able to play out of there now that John has established himself. But he's still not comfortable there. You saw today we had 6'4" guy on it and threw it out of bounds. He's still learning some of those things. We got to be able to post up more, and whether that's Isaiah, that